Hello and welcome back to another video, guys. So yeah, you're joining me in the garage tonight again, working on the Clio. Like I said in the last video, we're trying to get it ready for the MOT basically. So we had that massive list that we need to work through, and today we've got some car parts. So yeah, thankfully they've come in. We've got handbrake cables, and we've got the throttle cable as well. That was an advisory, but it's not looking too good up the front anyway, and I thought I'd get a spare one of them anyway. We've got all the brake parts, column switch, and yeah, just some Loctite for the bolts, brake cleaner, silicone lubricant for the bushes because they advise that, and on the slider pins on the calipers as well. So there's that, and anti-roll bar links and bushes. So yeah, so I've got all that today. Also last night, because one of the things on the MOT was a problem, was the emissions. So it's had some old fuel in it, and I did put half a tank of decent 99 Momentum fuel in it from Tesco, and some Red X, so I thought that would help clean it out. I think it's helped a little bit, but it hasn't been run long enough to actually get all the crap out basically. So I asked someone about the TerraClean product, and my local dealer was actually someone I actually know. So he's come down, had a look at the car, and saw how the whole setup works, where the fuel in, fuel out goes, and they did do this on wheeler dealers as well, and it seemed to work really, really well. So I thought that would be the best way, rather than just putting chemicals in the car and hoping for the best. It is quite expensive, but it's been proven to work. So we're going to be going with that, but not yet until everything's done, he said. So he said get everything done, because the car's not rolling at the minute and it needs a compressor to actually bring it in, and it gets quite it's quite not toxic, but it's overwhelming. Obviously the fumes is really, really heavy. The chemical that he puts in it is like 100% sort of alcohol, if you like, and it's just very, very pure stuff basically, not something you want to be breathing in. And yeah, so that'll be done, and it'll flush the system out, and hopefully that cleans the emissions out. But like I say, yeah, when he came round and he was looking at it, there was a fuel hose here, was actually on the MOT advisor, the MOT list, saying that it failed on, that the cable was loose. I've got the old one here, and basically, yeah, it is quite dry and quite horrible. Don't worry about the split, that's where I had to cut it to get it off because it was quite tight. But basically, yeah, that just ran from there round here and into the injectors. So we've gone and got some new hose. It's 8mm in diameter, in the internal diameter, like just there basically. It's 8mm. So if anyone needs any, yeah, you can just get that from your local hardware store or your local car parts store even. They sell it in meter rolls, and like I say, yeah, the hose was running around here, and as we started the car over, it didn't actually start, but from here it was actually leaking fuel from the little bit of hose here, and it had been clamped to this part here. So it had clearly been repaired with a new bit here, but not fixed this bit. And I wondered why, because they've there's a like a crimp connector of some sort, fuel connector, on the end of the injectors here, which I'm going to have to cut off. So I've got my Dremel, and we can cut that off, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't set ourselves on fire. But yeah, we've got that, we can do that, put the new line on, and then hopefully no bothers for a while. I've actually gone and bought, because some of the lines were quite dry, some vinyl and rubber care product, so it conditions and protects interior and exterior trim. So it's just good for using on rubber and trying to just give them a bit more softness to the rubber so they're not getting dry and perish and splitting like we've had already basically. So I've gone over them all once, given them all a good sort of soaking once or twice, so you can see a bit of shine there coming up, and that's not even rubbing it in, so that's just spraying it naturally on, and hopefully that softens them up a little bit. Well, I'll keep doing it because they are, you know, they are going to be pretty old, and I know they've been on there for quite some time already, and the car has been standing for a while. So, and I've done all the rubber trims up here because my old ones perished, so I want to look after these ones because they are so hard to get hold of. All the door rubber trims have been done, and all the internal rubber trims I've done as well. I've done this side, but I just need to do that side as well. So yes guys, so what we've got today, like I say, I've got a box full of car parts. I won't be able to get all these done tonight because there is a lot to be done, and you know, bolts being bolts, I still have to strip off this whole side. The other side's near enough done. You can't really see it in that picture. Get my phone out. Right, so yeah, I've got the the ball link here, so I've got a spare one of these. I've got power flex bushes coming for the wishbones, so that one there, and there's one on the other side as well, so that'll be getting done. I've got hell braided brake lines coming for the whole car. I've got new discs and pads to go on. This stud nut conversion's going, and we've got the anti-roll bar bushes, so there's one there and a stabiliser link one underneath, so that'll be getting done. That I'm just replacing those with standard ones for now, and then later on if we need them, we'll go to Powerflex and we'll get some more. But like I say, I've got I've got the Powerflex bushes coming for the wishbones, and then the dog bone mount as well right underneath the car. That's going to be a Powerflex mount as well. So yeah, quite a lot of parts coming in. I think that's about it. Oh, and the brake caliper seals. So like I say, on the MOT when it failed, the brake efficiency wasn't up to scratch on their rolling road. So because it's got new brake discs, pads, it's going to have everything done on it. The only thing that hasn't been done is the front wheel bearings, but that doesn't really matter, they're fine. The rear ones have been done, but we will replace everything that needs to be attached to them. Like I say, the hoses are going to be done all round, and I've got Brembo discs and pads going on all the way around. Nothing fancy, just the standard Brembos, nothing slotted or cross drilled or anything like that, nothing too fancy, just a nice quality disc and pad setup basically. What else is there? I think that's about it. Like I say, I've got handbrake cables, throttle cable to be done, so that'll sort the parking brake out because that was no good. Internal switch needs to be done, and yeah, I think that's about it. There's probably something I've missed, but yeah, like I say, I've got a load of bits to get done, and hopefully we can get them sorted and get everything built up, get the calipers rebuilt, got the pistons, the seals, everything coming for them, paid for them today. So I don't know how long they're going to take. Apparently they're going to be here tomorrow, but I can't see it happening. If it does, fingers crossed it does. So yeah, everything's going brand new basically, so there should be no excuses for the next MOT for it to fail on, other than the emissions, which, like I say, that it will be going through the TerraClean and flushing the whole system out, and hopefully that really lowers our emissions and gives us some engine performance back, the blah blah blah, you know, if it does or whatever, because it did feel like it was down on some power, and then give it a full service, and yeah, she should be good to go and get ready back on the track. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, gonna crack on. get this fuel hose on, start cutting. If you don't see me in a minute, it's because I'm on fire and I'm in the A&E station. So if I come back without any burns on me, we've done well. We've done well. So let's crack on. So it is coming, the angle grinder's worked. Just hope we haven't damaged the one underneath. But it's coming. There we go. So I've just had that snap. Just get this metal crimp connector off. And we should be good to try and get this off. Trying to be careful not to break it because there's plastic underneath this, so this would be a nightmare to try and source one of these. There we go. Come on. Oh, it's still a little bit toasty. Come on. There we go. Alright. That's it. So they've got the clamp off. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, that's more of a permanent fixture. But go in the bin, and then we've got to try and get this little last bit of hose off, which should be alright actually, because I've got the perfect tool. Where is it? There. So if you put an incision down a hose, it comes off quite nicely without having to worry about damaging what's underneath it. Just have to score it a few times. Just don't go too ham on it. Problem is, it's got all these fibres in them, so you have to sort of cut them layer by layer. I don't know how many layers are in it, each one, but you can hear them sort of snap just as you cut one. Must be a slight bit of load to them. But you can see that's really perished. Obviously that's going to be the original rubber from 1995. It's done not too bad, is it really, considering the age of it. Sorry for the poor lighting, guys. I have got my shed lights on, but this just happens to be a bit dark down here. It's a bit hard cutting this and holding the camera. It's going. There we go. Alright, let's just see if we can pull that off now. Got all the tools falling into the engine bay. Very fiddly. Trying to not lose it down in the engine bay somewhere because the belts are all around there. There we go, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right. Now we can cut our hose to length, secure this down, and yeah, that's one thing we can tick off our list. Right guys, so yeah, basically one of the other things that was on the list that we were going to get done tonight was the headlight switch. So that was a failure. For whatever reason, all of the functions worked apart from when it was on main, like on the dipped beam, on your main headlights. As soon as you would pull back the stalk to put it onto main beam, it wouldn't flash, it wouldn't come up with the blue symbol on the dash, it would just stay green. But for some weird reason, when you went down to the side lights and even to the headlights being off and flick the switch, the main beams would come on. I was a bit like dubious about whether the switch would work or not, but we've tested it, we fitted it, and yeah, here it is basically. So that's the new one. Just plugged it in, pretty simple. There's not many, it's about that many screws to get off, and a couple of bits of plastic cowling just to put back on. That's the old switch. It's never been swapped by the looks of it because it's a Valio original with Renault stickers imprinted on it, so it looks like an original. But yeah, basically I think it's one of these smaller pins is given in, and yeah, another thing to add, to get off the MOT list. So like I say, yeah, that's working. So that's your just the warning lights because the door's on. So you got your main beams, or your dipped beams, they're coming on, and then when you flick it to that one, that wasn't coming on basically. So we've got full headlights, and that's and that's now working, and there's the horn. So everything's working. That's good. And yeah, like I say, I'm gonna get this all back and fitted, and yeah, one more thing to take off the list. Pretty good, pretty happy with that. So there's two things done tonight off the list. Still got a whole load of stuff to go through, but we're getting there. We're not hitting any hurdles yet, so that's a plus. So yeah. Right, that's it for today's video, guys. So yeah, we've fixed the fuel hose problem. So that's all been done now, and that's looking really good. We've started the car up, and there's a bit fumy in here, so I'm going to end this video now. And yeah, just a little update. Basically, I've got most of the parts, and we're just working through the evenings. We've got French car show this weekend, so that should be really good. But unfortunately, we won't be taking this. We'll be taking the other Clio. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment if there's anything in there you're unsure about or you want to know about the car. And yeah, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. There'll be a lot more coming, and hopefully some information for you guys if you have one of these can help you out. And I'm happy to answer any questions on it. Like I say, just leave a comment, and see you next on the video, guys. See you later.